Metabo batteries, they can be used for a number of applications, which they have a large range of tools available from Metabo. There are some things that are not available. This is an adapter which is off Alibaba. I'll close a link, and you can put outputs from that. Then you can power different sort of items with it. What I've set this one up for is a power supply. So this has 5 volts out and also a variable power supply, and you can adjust the output on the variable side using the Metabo battery on the adapter from AliExpress. The next project I had required 2 batteries at 36 volts, 18 volts at each. There was no application that had that because the hoverboard runs on 36 volts. So I was going to use 2 hoverboard motors, so I required the 36 volts. To get Metabo batteries to work on that, I had to manufacture my own 3D print my own bases. The issue with the bought ones, they don't have any attachment, and the whole battery sort of has to sit at the bottom. Everything sits on top. With these ones, we've got attachment holes in the center here, and using these Makita type adapters, you just pull them out of that adapter and cut them out and make them into a unit which ends up like these. I bend the tags on them and use a bit of bloody hot glue gun and glue them in, and then I can weld the positive and negative terminals onto there, and it's got a little cap that goes on the bottom, and everything basically ends up really nice like this with bolts onto a plate. And I've got 2 of those. One of these is set up at 18 volts, and it is running 18 volts into my buck converter, which drops the power down to 5 volts. I can have a 12 volt as well, but for 5 volts runs my Arduino. The Arduino controls the circuit that runs the batteries, which gives me left, right, forward, reverse, and it all runs off a joystick. I'll show you a picture of that when it's done. It's just a project I'm working on, so it's a drivable or lay on top under the car workshop creeper, which can be used by you can also use it by having it loose and chucking your toolbox on top, drive your toolbox out to the job, unload your toolbox, jump on your creeper and get underneath the vehicle and move around under the vehicle under its own power with the joystick. These come up quite well. Set up with a fuse, that was another thing that didn't have, so that fuse goes into the top there quite simply, and then the power comes out of there. So that join the 2 together becomes 36 volts and one is 18 volts. This is my motorised creeper. We're running a hoverboard motor in there to control it forwards, backwards, left and right. 2 individual controllers, an Arduino Nano in the centre, a common voltage rail, a reducer from 18 volt down to 5.5 volt or 5 volts, 2 Metabo 18 volt batteries, which gives us 36 volts. We have a power switch down the bottom there for the Arduino, and we have a full power switch up the top there on the left for the 36 volts. Now another thing I wanted to run was a soldering station. Metabo don't have a soldering station, but from Alibaba you can buy this Makita one, which is 18 volt, and all it needs is 18 volt power supply. So I've basically 3D printed a new base, the same base from the other one, which slides onto a Metabo battery. I've done many iterations of this because it was pretty hard to get it exactly right to sit, because I was using original screws, etc. And so this was purchased from Alibaba or AliExpress. I'll put a link for that, and it was something like $22 Australian, and now it fits onto my Metabo battery. So I'll put it on the battery and I'll show you. So it just sits on the battery like that on the bench. We turn it on, 240, and we have adjustment for our temperature or etc. So there's 200 right through, and the hot soldering iron has got a little place and everything. So that turns our Metabo into a soldering station as well. I will leave a link for the 3D print for this, and you can just use the same Makita style kits, which I think I bought 10 of them for very cheap. I just cut them out of those and use those tags, and it's the same principle and it's the same principle inside as that. So it's the tags go into there, and then they're hot glued in with a bent the tag so they doesn't hit. So when you put the base on this one, it doesn't hit. But there's no base on this one. This will just go straight on the Metabo and it's ready to go.